Hello, welcome. I'm Nadine with Balanced Humans Senior Yoga, and we'll get started today with a nice, relaxing, but also strength building exercise today where we're going to work on strength and also balance. So, that being said, go ahead and take a seat in your chair, get ready to do a little bit of standing with balance work, but only what feels good for you. If balance is not your thing, feel free to stay seated and work on smaller parts of our balance moves seated in your chair. That being said, roll your shoulders back, adjust your head over your shoulders, and just take a moment here. I don't edit my videos, so if you notice that it's not as perfect as other things could be, none of us are perfect, and so I leave my videos unedited so that whatever quirks come up for you with your yoga, it's just the way it rolls. Just be okay with yourself, take a breath, and continue on. Do what feels good for you, and we all feel different from one day to the next. That being said, close your eyes and soften your gaze and start to sink down into your breath this morning or this afternoon, whenever it is. Just noticing how your breath feels as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Maybe it feels relaxing. Maybe your breath feels down low in your belly or up high in your chest. Just notice where your breath feels. No need to move it or change it, just checking in on it. And on your next inhale, make it a deep one, filling your belly and chest all the way up to the top. Pausing at the top and holding on to it. And open your mouth and exhale. Releasing and letting it all go. And on your next inhale, take another deep breath in, filling all the way up to the top. Pause, hold on to it, and open your mouth and exhale. And on your next inhale, take a third and final deep breath in, filling all the way up once again. Pause, hold on to it. Maybe take in a little bit more air, holding for an extra beat. Then let it go long and slow. Releasing. And on your next inhale, blink open your eyes and come back to the room. Exhaling here. And notice when we're doing our breath work at the beginning of class, there's no obligation to move with my pace of breath. Do what feels like a long, slow, deep inhalation and exhalation for you. One of the reasons why I say to make it a long exhale, especially on that third one, is that it helps us relax. It's a cue to our physical body to relax a little bit more. But don't do anything that's uncomfortable in your body. That's one of my main themes for all of my classes is doing what's comfortable for you, not what I suggest or not what I say. It's your yoga class. I'm just leading it. So that being said, on your next inhale, arms rise up, stretch up, reach it up high, and exhale, hands come down into heart center. And on your next inhale, arms rise up again. Stretch up, lengthen up to the sun. It's hiding for me today. Maybe it's out for you. And exhale, hands come down into heart center. Then inhale, arms rise up, third and final time. And on your exhale, release it down, hands come down into heart center. And then go ahead and just press the wrist creases down a little bit, stretching the underside of your forearms here. You might even take them apart a little bit. Just see how it feels for you. And then go ahead and give it all a shake. And we'll wiggle fingers a little bit, maybe play a little bit of air piano for a moment. And then let's inhale, arms rise all the way up and out wide. You want to arch through your spine. So belly and chest come forward, tailbone comes back, shoulders are back. Head might rise a little bit. And then exhale, roll it down, tuck it in, wrap your arms around your knees, nose towards your knees. Then inhale, roll it all the way up and out. Stretch it out, arch the spine forward. I'm still doing that same big arch. And exhale, cross your arms, roll it down and tuck it in. And we're just warming up our spine here. We're doing a lot with our arms and shoulders as well, but we're mostly warming up our spine. So go ahead and just follow your own pace of breath as we move through what we call our cat and cow. This is a very altered version, but that's okay. And just a couple more times here, starting to move your spine, get it flowing. Moving at your own pace. Inhale it up and back again. Then exhale, cross the arms a final time. Bring your nose down towards your knees. And then bring your forearms to your thighs instead of coming up all the way. And just take your shoulders forward a couple of times. Starting to get a little bit of length on the sides of your back here. Then inhale, come into neutral. And give it all a shake. This is kind of a Nadine yoga style classic, but the reason I started doing it is because I saw a lot of my seniors doing this during classes. So let's go ahead and get some twists and side leans in. So inhale, arms rise up again. And on your exhale, hands come down through heart center, swivel to the left, and then release your arms down to the chair and or your left thigh in any way that's good for you. Just breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Then inhale, swivel all the way forward. Arms rise up, stretch it up. And exhale, right arm is going to come down and lean it over to the right. Good. Then inhale all the way back into center. And exhale, hands come down into heart center and through. And as you swivel over to the right. And again, release your arms to the chair, to the top of the chair, the bottom, whatever feels good for you. And on your next inhale, arms rise up as you swivel forward, stretch it up. And exhale, left arm comes down, lean it over to the left. Good. Then inhale, come all the way back up. Stretch it up. And exhale, hands come down into heart center. And let's go ahead and get into the shoulders and arms a little bit. We're just going to do a few little shoulder circles to warm them up a little bit more. And then a few in the opposite direction. Just getting things all warmed up. And then we're going to work on some core work. So feet are going to come out in front of you, heels down, toes up. This is a very typical pose. We do it a lot for yoga classes, seated in chairs and on mats. Doesn't matter. It's called boat pose. So you'll kind of start to get the idea. Now you want to be on the forward part of your chair. I am sitting pretty forward like this in my chair with my legs out in front of me. They don't have to be completely straight. Do what feels good for you. You want to be forward on your chair, but the most important thing, I don't have very many rules, but one rule is to not fall out of the chair. So is come as far forward as you're comfortable with. That being said, inhale, arms rise up, stretch it up, and exhale, arms come down in front of you. Inhale, pull your belly in, lengthen through the torso, keep your arms out in front of you. Then exhale, lean back. My arms are at about face height. My hands are at about face height. So just a little bit higher than shoulders. If they're at shoulder height, it's fine. Keep breathing here. If I was at the side, I would look like this. So you can see what I look like. So not touching the back of the chair. Breathing through it, powering through it. Then inhale, come all the way into center. And exhale, hands come into heart center. And give it all that big shake that we like to do. Good. Whew. Take a few breaths here. Go ahead and wiggle the fingers for a moment. And then go ahead and get the toes, the feet moving a little bit and rock and roll them while we're doing something soft and easy, taking a break. Nice. And then go ahead and take your heels out to the sides a couple times. And then take your toes out to the sides a couple times. And then let's go ahead and give it all one big shake again. Okay. So round 2 for core work. This one's going to be a little bit different. Feel free to do the same thing as you did last time. If you were really working and you don't want to increase the level, please do not feel obligated. So that being said, inhale, arms rise up, belly pulls in, really pull in that belly. You want it to be nice and strong. And exhale, arms come down in front of you. Inhale, check on that belly, square the shoulders, then exhale, lean it back towards the back of the chair. Don't let yourself come all the way back. You don't want to touch the chair, just lean towards it. Then inhale, left leg rises any amount, and exhale, release it down. Inhale, raise up the right leg, exhale, release it down. And one more time on each side. Inhale, left leg rises, exhale, release it down. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, release it down. Nice work, guys. Hands come down into heart center. Woo, and we get a real break for this one. So hands down by your sides and just take a few moments to breathe. Option to close your eyes. Just let the air flow for just a moment as you rest. And on your next inhale, wiggle your fingers and your toes, coming back to the room. And on your next inhale, we're going to work on some arm work here. So actually, we're going to do that later. We're going to do different arm work today. So that being said, let's go ahead and get our legs warmed up a little bit more. We're going to stay forward in the chair here. If you're not still forward, go ahead and come forward. And we're just going to turn ourselves from side to side. It's almost like a little bit of a low lunge. Notice how my one leg comes down quite a bit and then turn all the way around to the other side. If you feel like you're going to fall out of the chair, you can kind of hold on to the sides a little bit. Good. Just really starting to get the legs moving a little bit here. Little bit of a stretch in our quads for a moment on each side. And then go ahead and bring it into center. And then let's go ahead and rise up and we'll come into, get ready for our downward facing dog. So I'm going to put my chair off to the side and use the table because it's right here, but please use the top of the chair. Normally that's what we are using for our downward facing dog. If you feel like that is not a good enough stretch, you can use the seat of the chair, so use what's comfortable for you. If you're Shoulders are over your hands like this in your downward facing dog. When you put your hands on the seat of the chair, come back up to the top of the chair. But if your shoulders are pulled away like this, when your hands are on the chair seat, stay right where you are. So it's your choice, but that is my suggestion to you. So that being said, inhale, arms rise up, stretch it up, reach it up high, and exhale, fly the hands down, pull your tailbone back into your downward facing dog. Take a moment here, let your body start to adjust, and then go ahead and start walking your dog. Just bending one leg, then bending the other, moving through your dog. Just starting to lengthen all along the back of your legs, maybe up into your rear end and your hips, maybe into your lower back. Awesome. And on your next inhale, take a step forward, coming all the way back up. Stretch up, reach it up high, and exhale, hands come down into heart center. And give it all a shake. And then let's do our hula hoops. I almost always include this. So hands on hips and take your hips around in a few circles here. Just getting things a little bit more woken up. I'm not using the right English word there. And then pause and come around in the opposite direction. And give it all a shake again. And we are going to come right back down into downward facing dog. Now for this one, we're going to do some movements in downward facing dog that strengthen our arms and shoulders. So I'm going to demonstrate. You do not have to do it this time. I'm just going to demonstrate a little bit. So we'll be coming back into our downward facing dog. Again, you don't need to do this. This part is just a demo, then we'll do it together. And on your next inhale, we're going to lean forward. Notice how my elbows bend. I'm leaning forward. My hands are pressing down on the chair. And then my head is going to come up a little bit, my tailbone up. And then we're going to push back again. So what we're doing here, the more we lean forward, we're really using our arms, we're using our shoulders, we're also using our triceps on the back of our arms here. So if you're looking forward to summer weather or if you're in summer weather, this can help with your triceps so they don't seem so soft. We don't really use our triceps much in our everyday life, so this is one thing that's good for them. But this is a great way to strengthen your arms and shoulders. So that being said, the less you lean forward, the softer you're going to be on your arms and shoulders. So if you start to feel pain, back off. On your next inhale, arms rise up, stretch it up, and exhale, hands fly down to the top of your chair. Take your tailbone back behind you. And we're going to do this 3 times. If you want to pause the video and move it into it a couple more times, please feel free. So on your next inhale, lean it forward any amount. Stop if you start to feel pain and pull back just a little bit. Head up, tailbone up. Exhale, pull it back into your dog. And 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, lean it forward, head up, tailbone up. And exhale, lean it back. Make sure you're not going to tip over your chair here as you lean on it. And on your next inhale, lean it forward, head up, tailbone up. And exhale, release it back. Good. Take a cycle of breath here in your dog. Then inhale, take a step forward, come all the way back up. Stretch up, reach it up high, and exhale, hands come down into heart center. And on your next inhale, arms rise up again. Stretch it up, and we're almost done with arms, but not quite yet. Take it into goalposts. Inhale, pull those shoulders and elbows back, back, back. And on your exhale, roll them down and forward. Then inhale, take it all the way up and back. You can arch in the spine. You might look up towards where the ceiling meets the wall. And exhale, roll it down. And one more time, just like this. Inhale it up and back, back, back. And exhale, roll it down. And then go ahead and release it. Give it all a shake. Nice. And a little tension release after that one. Take a little break by taking your feet a little bit wide and just flop your hands side to side. You want to make sure you're not too close to anything to do this. You don't want to hit yourself. No bruised fingers or forearms. Just letting it flop. You can take your hips side to side a couple times too if that feels nice. And then go ahead and roll it into center. And exhale, give it all a shake. All right, this is a big balance one. So we're going to work on a few balance poses today. Our first is our high lunge. This is a more advanced pose, but we use the chair the whole time optionally. So I want you to be nice and close to your chair. The lower part of my belly is actually touching the top of my chair here. So pull your belly in, notice ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And then inhale, left foot comes up and back. And exhale, left foot is going to step down. Notice I'm wearing socks. I have a pretty sticky mat. If you start to feel like you might slip, take your socks off, do what you need to do to make sure that you're not going to slip here. So my right foot is staying exactly where it is. Notice my knee is over my ankle and my left heel is up. My toes are down. This is a hard balance. So keep hanging on to the chair, but notice how I'm not leaning forward. If you're leaning forward, take a step forward with your back foot and then with your front foot. So you don't have to lean forward. You can let those shoulders come over the hips. That's the most important part to get a stretch in with this balance and strengthen. So bend the back left knee. You can bend and straighten, or you can keep it static. Your choice. So do what feels nice for you. Holding on to it, breathing here. If you want to play with the weight on the chair, maybe you release one hand, maybe you raise it up, but keep one hovering softly on the chair or just over it. See what feels good for you. Inhale again here. Then exhale, release the left hand down. Take a little step forward and then another one and give it a little shake. Good. Take a breath here. Take 2 breaths. You can kind of move your shoulders around, move your upper body for a moment. Just let it get all soft and loose. And then let's go ahead and do the opposite side. So take a step forward, coming nice and close to the chair. Once again, my lower belly is actually touching. And on your next inhale, right foot rises up and back. And exhale, take that step back. The bigger the step, the more you're working. So do what feels comfortable for you. My left foot is forward with my left knee over the ankle, and my right knee is starting to bend. Notice my arms are a little bit long, so my ears are directly over my hips. Breathing here, you can bend and straighten, or you can just keep that back and knee bent. Do what feels good for you. The smaller the step back, the softer the work is going to be. If you're shaking, you know you're working, but make sure you're not going to fall over. Always being safe. Option to raise one hand and maybe play with the weight on the chair with the other hand. Just see what's available on this side. We don't feel the same from one side to the other. Inhale again here. And exhale, release that arm down. Inhale, take a step or two forward. And exhale, just shake it all out. Good. And then take a moment, take a few breaths here. Option to simply put your hands down by your sides, or you can move in some way that sounds like you need it right now. And on your next inhale, wiggle your fingers and toes, coming back to the room. And let's get into one more balance pose here. So we're going to hold on to the chair with the right hand to start off with. Left hand is going to come to the hip. And we're going to work on some little muscles. They're hip stabilization muscles. So we're going to actually work them a little bit and then work on a balance using them. So the most important thing for this is we're going to take our leg out to the side. This is like a physical therapy type of move too. However, notice your toes on that side that you're taking out. If your foot looks like this, you are not reaching those hip stabilization muscles basically at all. So you want that foot turned forward as much as you can possibly get it. Just to show you this, I can feel my belly working. I can feel the little hip stabilization muscles on my other leg working while I tell you guys this. So keep in mind, this is not an easy one. And the faster you do it, the easier it is. So it's actually more of a challenge to go slow. We're just going to do this twice, but on the third one, we're going to find a little bit of a balance. So be kind to yourself. And on your next inhale, left leg starts to come up and out. Keep those toes facing forward, belly pulls in. Notice I'm leaning over to the right a little bit while I'm doing this. And exhale here. You can place that foot back down. Then inhale, left foot comes all the way out to the side. And then exhale here. Release it down. Now we're going to hold. So inhale, left leg comes out to the side, feet are still, the left foot is still forward, leaning it over, belly pulled in. This isn't easy. If you can get up further, go for it. I can really feel those hip stabilization muscles working. So do what feels good for you. Inhale here and exhale. Woo, give it all a shake. And that is not an easy one. I think I was told that if you don't walk sideways on a regular basis, like this, then you're not really using them much. So go figure, we don't use those much. That being said, let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So left hand on the chair and right hand is on the hip. Knees are soft. Take another breath here, just take a little break. And on your next inhale, left foot presses down, right foot starts to come up and out. Remember those toes are facing forward. And exhale, release it down. Then inhale all the way up and out. And exhale, release it down. And last one, we're going to hold on this one. So inhale, bring those toes bring that right leg all the way out. I may have been saying left leg, apologies. This leg, whatever this one is, take it out, toes forward, finding that balance, finding that power. Keep your belly pulled in. And on your exhale, go ahead and release it. Woof, and I think we get more hula hoops after that. So go ahead and just come right on into some hula hoops. And pause, and then take it all the way around in the opposite direction. Great. And give it all a shake. And then let's come on down to seats. Notice how you're starting to feel. And we have one more big pose for us today. So we're going to come into a seated chair pose. I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but we're going to find a little bit of work. I'm actually going to move my chair so I'm sideways here so you can see me when I'm in the chair pose. You can come up off the chair, but it's not actually required. So feet are hip distance apart, flat down on the floor. And on your next inhale, pull your belly in softly. Tuck your feet underneath your chair, a little towards the underneath part of your chair, like this a little bit. And on your next inhale, start to come up. Pause. Hold on to it. Maybe you're still putting weight on the chair. Breathing through it. This is a hard one. Chair pose in yoga is not an easy one. You're doing a little bit of balance, really powering those legs while you're staying here. And exhale, release it down. Woof. And then take the knees side to side. Go ahead and keep doing that for a moment while I turn my chair around. Just breathing here. And go ahead and take a moment to find a little bit of relaxation. Scoot back in your chair. Go ahead and roll your shoulders back. Shake your head no. And then nod your head yes, soft and slow. If you would like to continue on with more of my yoga moves and mostly stretches, please feel free to use one of my other videos. There's one on upper body, there's one on lower body that gives you all kinds of stretches. So I'll leave both of those in the end of this video here. And if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I love hearing from folks. So that being said, inhale, arms rise up. Stretch it up, reach it up high, and exhale, hands come down into heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing strength and balance yoga today. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to follow up with more stretches in one of my next videos. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. I almost forgot. Thank you.